Hey guys, Alex Duda here with Albi, and today we're going to be talking about how the file managers within projects works. Let's take a deeper dive. So I'm here within Albi within a project opened up to the file manager, and actually this is an interesting file because I've got company cam synced up with some photos and so on and so forth. So we're going to talk about on our desktop and on our mobile what we can do with the file manager and the purpose of that file manager. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start my screen recording so that way you guys can see my screen as well. And there it goes. And I've got the file manager opened up here on my screen on my desktop, as you guys can see. So in here we can see a couple of pictures from company cam, and then we can see that we have some documents that are pre-templatized over here. Now let's say we wanted to send one of these documents out for signature so that way a client can sign it. We can go through these three little dots and hit signatures. And when we hit signatures, we can type in the customer's email address, alex@albiware.com. We give an expiration date of when this document's gonna expire. So let's say it's November 30th. And then we can put in a nice little message for the customer. Mrs. Jones, please see attached document. Now what we can also do is two things. We can send it off as is. And that's basically, we're not previewing it. It's gonna pre-fill the document with whatever we have in Albi, and it's gonna put the signature at the bottom. But 9 times out of 10, we wanna see what we're sending first, so we can hit this get link. And basically what this get link does is it pulls in all the information from Albi, and then it's gonna display it for you. And now we have this button that says, click here to open the document editor and add signature fields. So we're gonna go ahead and hit this button, and now we basically see that form. We see we, customer name in here are unavailable, and then here's the dates. This is blank. We can fill these out if we want. And then we can even grab a signature box by hitting one of these boxes here and drag that here. So now we've marked up the document. We hit the save button in the upper right hand corner. Make sure you do that. And then we go back to this modal here and hit send. The customer will then get an email. So I'm going in my email inbox as I'm the customer, and they will sign that document. So once I get that email, I will sign that document and it'll come back within the file manager. Now again, we have to give it just a little bit of time. We'll go back to this file manager and we see that it's sent for signatures. So now that we've done everything in the web app and we're waiting for that signature to come in, let's go back in the mobile app and see how you can do the same thing. So I have the mobile app opened up here. Let's go to Bob Jones file. And let's go to more files, and let's go to documents. And over here, we can see that one form that we already sent for signatures, waiting for signatures, and we can see other forms in here. Now let's go to this third form here, and we're gonna go to the three little dots, and we're gonna see that we have the ability to send for signature. When we send for signature, it's the same exact box that we had on our web app. So we're basically sending an email for the client to digitally sign and come back. Now, what if we just wanted to get an e-signature? We're in the field, we want them to sign real quick, and then we want to upload that and move on without sending them an email. So we can go to the three little dots and hit e-signature. And when we hit that, we basically have that form come up here, and we have a box where we can grab a signature. Now all these blue boxes we can edit, but they pre-populate. We can also zoom by pinching in and pinching out. And then we hit the handy dandy save button in the upper right hand corner, and basically what that'll do is that'll save the document and we can see that it is signed over here. Now let's go back to the web app and refresh our page. And when we refresh our page, what we'll see is that that form is signed, 1-800 water damage, and we can open it up by clicking on it and we can see that form right here. So now let's go check in on that form that we sent for signature and open up our email, and we can see that that form was sent. And I can review and complete this form as the customer. This is what the customer sees. They'll review and sign, and they'll basically sign it. And when the customer signs it, you're gonna get an email as the sender. The file is gonna go in the file manager, and the customer is also gonna get a copy of what they signed within their email as well. So the customer signed, we're gonna go back to the file manager, refresh our page. It still says send for signatures. Again, it takes a little bit of a minute to transfer it over, but we can actually check for signatures by going to the three little dots, signatures, and then check status. And now it's checking the status, it's pulling from the server, it's not doing it within the couple of minutes that it refreshes itself, and it says that it's signed. So now when we refresh the page, we can see that this one's signed also. So we've got one file that we signed with our finger in the field, then we got another file that we sent out for signature, demonstrating the two different signing capabilities within the file manager. Now, we can also take photos. So if I go back to my mobile app and I go to the project, let's say I go to the project, I hit the plus button, I grab the camera, I go here and I take photos, click, 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 I hit done. Those photos will now be uploaded to the web app as well. So as we wait, we'll go back to the web app, we'll go in and we'll hit refresh, we'll refresh our page, and here are the photos that we took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, this is real time, this is not edited. So now in our file manager on our web app, we have our photos that we took, we have the signed documents, right? And then we have some photos that came over from Company Cam that technicians were taking in Company Cam. So now let's say we wanted to package everything all together into one package to send to the insurance company. How do we do that? So let's go back to our web app, let's go to bulk actions, and let's select the files that we want to select. So let's say we want to select those and the photos that we took. Then we have the ability to hit the PDF report button or download. If we hit the download button, it'll download the files into our hard drive. And if we have the PDF report button, it's going to package everything together. So we're going to hit the PDF report button, and it's going to ask us report name. What do you want to call it? So I'm going to call Final Report Jones Project. And then we want to send it via an email when it's recorded, so we can put in our email. It'll get put in by default, or we can put in some other emails as well. And then we have the ability to hit yes to include notes. Basically, that'll include the notes that are listed public within the timeline if you want to include like all of the job documentation, all the notes that you were taking in the file as well. Then it's going to ask you for image options, the rows, so 3 rows, 2 columns, and then you hit the generate button. And now you're going to get an email basically when that is done, so that way you're not sitting and waiting while it's spinning. And then that project report is also going to be put into the file manager. And if we click here on the report, in this case, we can see one report that's already in the file manager with pictures and documents and all that kind of packaged together. So that's kind of how the file manager works overall. That same functionality you guys have within the web app, and I'll create a separate video so you guys see how to create project reports from the web app. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. This is our phone number right here, support@albiware.com. You can reach out to us all the time. There's a little chat box at the bottom of this screen in the web app where you can chat with us also. And you do have a dedicated account manager that you can reach out to. If you don't know who your dedicated account manager is, ask support and they'll put you in touch. We're here for your success. We really want you to succeed with this app. Thank you so much for watching these videos, and I'll post more as we come up with more tutorials.